This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Too Old to Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. I'm not joined today by Mark Weber, so we will not be dubbing in them E's today. But I am joined by the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
And Too Old to Game, for those of you who haven't joined us in the past, is the gaming podcast on Most Valuable Podcasts. We're here because we're old, and clearly we are too old to game, but we still do it anyway because we're rebels, you know. Can't you tell with all our edginess and whatnot? But no, today we're going to be talking about, obviously, the big news is that we are weeks away from BlizzCon. Like, it's a hype event. I love it. I watch it every year, usually virtual ticket. One of these years we have to go. I think we'll have to get an on-site.
I mean, you and us, how many Blizzard games do we play? You
5
more than
of
I,
them.
but like Overwatch, Warcraft, StarCraft, you're in Diablo,
Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm.
Like,
yeah, I'm like, I literally, the catalog,
Dave's like
much.
Everything.
The Blizzard and Activision make some great games. I think we can all agree on that. So we'll be talking about that mostly today. But yeah, before we get too in the thick of things, I want to do a quick bit of housekeeping. If you want to check us out on iTunes and give us that 5-star review or 4-star or 3-star, like whatever you deem we're worth. You know,
I hope it's a 5-star.
I hope it's 5-star. I'm putting down some 5-star effort. I'm a 5-star man. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
5-star man.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia reference for those of you who enjoy that show. But yeah, no, go ahead and reach out to us on there. We appreciate it. It means a lot to us, and it definitely helps us grow and keep putting out more great content. But let's get into things. So, BlizzCon opener, I'm thinking Overwatch, because that's the game I've been playing most recently for most of my time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, all right, we're about that timeline, so we're getting new hero, new map, new skins, but that new hero. Now, the last couple of heroes we've had have been a healer and then a tank, so we're assuming DPS. But what is Hero 29, Ricky? Where are we going with this?
Well, and the thing that I'm going to say this right now, and I want to get this just out of the way.
Sure.
Most of the people, whether it's in the Twitter sphere, whether it's in the blogosphere, whether it's in the entire internet.
There's so many spheres.
I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot about the Junker Queen or the Queen being the next hero.
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely 110% honest with you guys. I don't want her to be hero number 29.
Why not?
To me, it doesn't, like, that's not a hero. It doesn't get, to quote Will Ferrell from Blades of Glory, doesn't get the juices flowing, Dave. Doesn't get my juices flowing for Overwatch.
So what does get the people going? What's provocative?
For me, the thing I am, like, there's no real character that's like, that I've seen that's going to be like, yes, that's my new character. We're not going to Daniel Bryant it, but there are some that, to me, it's more than likely going to be the Queen will be hero number 29 because she makes the most sense.
We've seen a lot of her.
She's got a kit, like, and she's even got, like, a kit that you can be like, oh, I can easily put together something with her. You can give her a weapon, and she can be either a tank or a DPS, or maybe a combination of the two. Kind of like a DPS, but has some, like, tanky aspects to her.
I mean, we've heard the comments. I think it was San Diego Comic-Con. There was, like, a quick toss out of, what would you want her to be? And, you know, it was tank or DPS, and, you know, some people were cheering mostly tank at the time. A couple people DPS. One asshole yelled support. That got a lot of love. So, you know, we know it's something that they were looking at doing potentially. It's just kind of different because, like, her face is out there. We know what she looks like. She's got a great style. You said about the weapons, you know, next to the throne there are a couple weapons. We know her history a bit more than most random characters that would get kind of tossed into this universe or that we only had a glimpse of, but we didn't really know a lot about. So that's why Junker Queen has been the favorite. And it's also about a year to date since the release of that map. So things line up strong for Junker Queen.
And also the thing that I look at is, of course, you got to look at the last few that we've had. You mentioned how the last one was a tank. Then before that, it was a support.
Yep.
I think before that was also a support.
Right.
Because
so
you had
to Brigette
into
Hammond
or Junker.
I always want to say Hammy.
Hammy? Well, I mean, I guess you could.
Literally, it's an when I'm talking on voice comms, it's like hammy. We say the word hammy. I don't know.
I mean, that's another thing so tanks right now, we're at 7 with hammy now being a tank. DPS, I never really count them because, of course, you're going to have more DPS because you just need an abundance of damaging heroes.
But the thing is, it's such a wide variety of how they do damage that I think lends itself to some creativity.
And then there's 6 support. So it's like, are they going to keep in line of, all right, we just had a tank, we recently had a healer, so we're not going to go with those, we're going to go DPS? Or are they going to go, hey, we have 7 tanks now, we don't really need to add another DPS, let's add another healer to make it 7 tanks, 7 healers, and then the amount of DPS we have. Like,
I weirdly I would prefer another tank almost at this point. Like, I don't know. I feel like the tank game is stale. You've got your certain comps, and that's the thing. Like, it depends if you're going from a like fun casual scene or the competitive scene, what you're looking for out of this next hero. I think that I would lean more towards giving me a tank because I want something to break the like rock paper scissors that we have right now with our tanks. Another quote unquote main tank would be nice.
We've had 5 of them since launch,
right?
And and Orisa was one of like the first 2 heroes.
Yeah.
So really, we've had 6 of them since like early in the game.
Yeah. I mean, it just I feel it's necessary. It changes up the way the game's played. Give me more of a main tank. Give me something that can displace. Give me something that has a big. I don't know if I want to say a big shield again, because like we've got Orisa, we've got Ryan,
Winston.
and we've got Winston, and we've got obviously
Zarya.
Zarya has the bubble, so like we've got an amount of stuff there that's pretty quantifiable. I just would rather if we had something different. Give me a different way to be a main tank and affect the way that my team can position and affect the team the way the other team positions. Something intriguing there could be done maybe.
Well, and that to me is. Right now, the one thing, though, that I want to throw out there, and this is kind of like my ace in the hole kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this as a tank, but they could do it as a tank. But if they did do it as a tank, it's like, why would you do this as a tank? Because you already have D.Va. What if they gave us someone from the Mecha crew?
Yeah.
Because we got the D.Va animated short from August. I believe that was the last one that we saw.
Might have been.
And we get to see the different mechs, and one of the mechs has, even though you said no shields, the red one had, he put up his arm, and it was a little shield. It wasn't like a big one. It was like a little personalized shield. The thing that I think would be cool with that, and this is why most of mine, I'm leaning towards DPS, because we've had Moira, we have Brigette, I know I'm saying that wrong, but that's how I'm going to say it, and then we've had Wrecking Ball, so it's like healer, tank, the last, was Doomfist the last?
Doomfist.
Was he really the last DPS that we had? Because Doomfist was added after launch. Sombra was added after launch.
Sombra was early.
Yeah, Doomfist was the last DPS that we had added. We haven't had a DPS added in a while. It seems like a while.
I was saying, it's a hero every 2 months, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Doomfist has been out for 6 months.
I'm going to look it up. I mean, I can't even remember
8
off
months.
Let's see. His launch trailer came out on YouTube on, give me the date, July of 2017.
Oh, shit. That's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago. We're about, a year and a half past that?
It must be like the hero schedule. Maybe I'm off in my thinking it's not 2 months. Maybe it's more than that.
Because, I mean, there's also, like, people are like, oh, they're going to announce it here. They're going to announce another one in November. It's like, why would they announce another one in November?
Yeah.
We're in October. And that's why, for me, I feel like DPS, because then if you're going to add someone like from the Mecha crew,
right, that
would be a cool change of pace. You got D.Va, who's our tank. Then you have you've got one of the other mechs that could be like a quicker one that can move a little quicker as DPS. Junker, the queen, I'm just going to call her the queen. What I'm seeing here is on forums, this one person said melee with CC resistance, kind of like a counter to Brigette. That would make sense to me because it's like, hey, you know what? Then you've got, if we're looking at the team, the Junker team, you've got Roadhog as your tank, you've got Junkrat as your projectile, and then you would have her, I would say, kind of like exactly what they said, like be the melee. I'm going to get up and just bash you with damage. And then there's other ones like the one we're going to talk about in a bit, Maximilian, where he's the one where I'm like, I don't even know what his kit would be.
Right.
But it's like, do you make him support or DPS, and where do you go with these?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want them to make decisions based off of lore necessarily for what character should be next. I think it needs to be more of a like meta thing with the game. Like, you need to understand like how, other than buffing or nerfing certain skills on certain heroes, like how you can change the way the game is played. And I think that's one of the things that League of Legends, I kind of look back on that. That was a game that pumped out heroes left and right. And basically that was their way of forcing change on players was we're going to release a new hero that has new abilities, that changes the way you interact with the game. So now you need to figure out how to play around that and play with that. And I think they did a great job at that. They were always a little heavy-handed on the buff nerf cycle and power creep. So like every new hero was better than every hero in the game. Yeah. For a bit, it took them a while to figure out balancing. And obviously with Overwatch, we've seen a bit of both. You know, going way back, we saw Sombra basically unusable on launch, and up to the point where like that was terrible. Doomfist came out and got nerfed and then buffed and then nerfed and then buffed. And Brigitte, nerf, I swear to God. Like, she still just has an amazing kit, though. Like, you can't beat kit. You know, it doesn't matter what the scaling is because of the usefulness of that kit specifically. So I look to this and I just think that I hope, regardless of what they pick, it is something that influences the meta, influences the way the game is played, because I don't want them to be like, well, like you said, for lore-wise, let's go Junker Queen, so that way we fit out that trio, and we do this for this group over here. And that's
why part of me, maybe that could be a little bit of inside why I don't want to see her, because I feel like that would be one where it's like, hey, she's established, you know who she is. And also, it's all of us going, hey, this is what you do. You establish a character, you kind of float it under our nose for a while. Then when we're least expecting it, boom, here's your hero. Kind of a thing. Like the whole Sombra thing, when we technically at the beginning, we thought Sombra was Ana. Right. But then it's like, wait, you're giving us Ana, then who's Sombra? And then they release Sombra. It's like, oh, she's someone that we totally didn't expect her to be who she is. But the thing I agree with you with, don't make it off of lore. Make the lore good. They're
they're doing a good job at that.
But all I want to see is I want two main things in a new hero. An awesome kit that, like you said, changes things. Like, let's say, I'm going to use me as an example. I'm a Pharah player mainly. But I have my other ones. But, like, I'm going to use Pharah as the example. I know how to play her, and I know what I bring to the team and what to do. You add a new character, make me need to change or adapt. Like, okay, I can't come in doing this same thing anymore because of this new hero. And, of course, one hero isn't going to change all the heroes. But, like, for example, the melee CC, the counter to Brigitte, maybe that's what they do with her. Because Brigitte is so OP still, hey, let's add a counter to her. So her people have to be like, hey, we need to change what we're going to do. That's the first thing.
Well, it allows for counterplay and also allows for different team comps, because you go, oh, okay, so right now we're seeing this is a standard pick rate.
Now we have to pair this person with her to counter that.
Right. So it's a chess match. It's what I love about like game design. And that's what I want Overwatch to keep pushing for.
And I've always liked that about Overwatch, where you can't or in the beginning, there were times where it's like, all right, we can use this comp and pretty much like this comp on this map wins. But the more characters we've gotten, there's so many choices to where it's like, wait, they've got this. Oh, shoot, I've got to change now mid-battle because I'm ineffective. And I can either ram my head into this wall because I really like playing this character, or I could be like, oh, let me counter to this to help the team.
So I think that's one of the things, because Overwatch is that unique ability to change your lineup mid-game, mid-match, that you should take advantage of that as often as possible. And
And the second thing, so first thing is awesome kit. Second thing is awesome character. I just want an amazing character. And that's why for me, I even bring up the mecha thing, because that would be something where it's like, let's be honest, D.Va is a popular character, but her whole thing as the mech is kind of dull. It's like, okay, yeah, D.Va's the mecha character. But if we added this other mecha character That's a totally different, like, maybe it's, like I mentioned to you, maybe they do a support mecha. I would do a DPS mecha because then you can make it like a quicker one. Maybe it shoots up into the air. I would think maybe, like, because would you count D.Va's guns as heavy machine guns?
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm thinking then, because I'm either thinking two things. Either you make it
like they're heavy spray and infinite fire, so like
either you
it's
make
suppressing fire.
Yeah, either you make it like a projectile, like Junkrat, where it's like a rocket kind of a thing. Okay. Maybe if you do the red one, rocket arm, he's got a shield in the other just to protect himself.
So you're going Pharaoh right hand, Brigitte left hand.
Exactly. You kind of combine the two, but maybe it's not exact. Yeah, but then you're just combining those two. Look,
we've seen combined kits work. So like, I'm not saying you have to rule that out.
The one that I would lean towards though is you have a mech that moves way quicker than D.Va's. Maybe has like a kind of like shoot to the side kind of a thing. Yeah, where he can move like Lucio, but he's got guns like Sombra. Like he's got submachine gun turrets instead. So instead of that suppressing fire, it's more focused kind of guns that have more of a higher fire rate. It might not have the accuracy long range still, but he's a guy, like this would be a guy or a girl that could go in there and it's kind of like, let's say I'm thinking like cap the point maybe, or maybe on a payload where it's like, I get in and get out. Get in, get out. Get in, get out kind of a thing. Right. And then you can put your abilities around that.
No, I think there's some viability to that. I think adding another mech to the game could be fun. I agree. DPS would be a fun route. I almost wonder, could you do a DPS mech, like you said, add that high mobility, but then like, I guess what would the ultimate be? What would make it different than, because D.Va's is you can't pop out do D.Va's. And explode.
And that's the thing. You got to do something different,
something unique. You got to pull rabbit out of the hat on this one. Like, would it be something to do with the weapons? Would it be like an upgrade thing where, you know, like the old Torb thing, you know, you just kind of light up and get all big and angry, but like more, you know, technically? I don't know. I'm just trying to think because.
What if. Yeah. This is not super creative. Okay. But I'm going to say this anyways. What if it relates to D.Va's as it's an AoE blast?
All right.
But instead of doing damage, it's a flashbang. And your screen goes white for like a couple seconds. Kind of like in Call of Duty when you get hit with a flashbang. Yeah. White screen and then it slowly fades.
What if this was like
that'd be amazing for a cap the point. Put it in there, flashbang. Oh no, they can't see. Can you imagine getting hit with that and then a D.Va?
Oh my god,
we don't know where the D.Va is. Boom, we're dead.
So we're thinking this is more of like a futuristic like a police riot squad kind of.
Yeah, like more of a tactical mech than mech. Yeah, than a you put the mech in time. I know. But I mean, like more of a tactical mech.
Yeah.
Than
no, I'm kind of getting into that. Yeah,
because like. The main thing I think it would have to have is speed. If it's going to be DPS and a mech, be way more mobile than D.Va. Because like D.Va can charge in, maybe not even have a charge. Have it to where the mechs, how D.Va has the charge, the mech has like this one has a side burst. So you can like go to either side, but it's like a rocket that shoots you like to the side. Yeah. Shoot to the side, so you can like.
Would you let you get airborne for more time, less time than D.Va?
It's got
just because it's a mech doesn't mean it has to.
I would say that was where the lore would come in because based off of the other mechs, it would have to be airborne a little bit,
right?
But maybe it's not as airborne
as Farah,
as D.Va or as Farah either.
Yeah.
The other thing is the abilities, like. You've got D.Va with the shield, well, the matrix.
Yep, defense matrix.
I wouldn't do that. I would come up with something different. Like, you got to make the mech its own. It's kind of like, I'm going to go way back into the archives, a TV show that I used to watch in the 90s that was from the 80s. Yeah. Do you remember Mask?
Yeah.
Where it was Ace McCloud and he was the air one. Have it be like that, where this new mech is a different suit. It's completely different than D.Va's. Yeah. It's like the Power Ranger. Or, yeah, like the Power Rangers where Jason's got the sword, Kimberly's got the bow. They're completely different weapons.
Yeah.
These mechs yeah, they're conceptually the same and they're a mech.
Yeah.
But this one does
this has
totally...
this functionality versus that functionality.
Exactly.
Interesting. I sort of like the idea of adding another mech to the game. I think a DPS that could do that stuff may work, but just, you're right.
Could you do a support mech? Would you want a support mech?
I mean, depends on how support what? What's it going to change? That's the thing is how does it impact the game as a support? Like, are you there to heal? Are you there to do damage and heal? Are you what? What's your way of changing? Like, Brigitte provides that physical presence up front and the healing by dealing damage in melee range and the disruption between the boop, the bash.
So I'm combining here. I'm looking at a post from his name is Star-Lord on the Overwatch forum, the Blizzard forums for Overwatch.
Right.
And he did a couple guesses. And for Maximilian, that is one hero that we've seen that, I'll be honest, I don't know what you would do because I'll be completely honest. He's a guy, he's an Omnic that is in a suit that runs a casino. What would his weapon even be? Right. But you can also say that Zenyatta's got the ding, 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 ding. So really you can come up with something. I just don't know what it is. But what he put for Maximilian, I could see as a support mech. He put high risk, high reward defensive DPS with an ultimate to make all allied weapons require no reload for a short amount of time within an aura. 12-meter radiance would be a counter dive, counter barrier type of hero.
That'd be interesting.
I read that and I'm like, you know what? You could make that Maximilian, but that could also be your support mech too, because that could be something where not only does it heal in a sense, or maybe it could be support to where I'm not healing your health. It's more of okay, this mech teams up with either any of the tanks because they all have armor, and instead of healing health, it heals armor because he works with mechs, so that's what he would deal with. Then if you pair that with it, you can match that with a kind of Torb in a way. I know they reworked Torb, so maybe that wouldn't work completely like you would have used to. But then you could also do this.
Because there's no more armor packs.
Yeah, you could also do this reload thing where it's hey, you know what? Boom, 12-meter radius, no one has to reload. Could you imagine just, all right, Farah, you in my radius? Boom, and just rocket.
Soldier 76 with no reload. Bastion with no reload.
Oh my God, could you imagine? All right, you got your ultimate, pop mine.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
an extra 4
seconds
shades uptime.
Where it's just I don't have to reload, and I'm just shooting every shot.
4 more seconds uptime. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I want game change also. One thing I was thinking was a stupid thing because I liked what they did eventually with Zarya. Shit. Who's my girl? Symmetra. Symmetra with that whole map wide wall thing. I was okay. Interesting idea, but can we do it better?
Didn't you stop playing Symmetra after that rework?
Yeah, they reworked her, and I refused to touch her. That ain't my sim.
I actually liked her after the rework.
I had such an amazing KD ratio. I had a great win ratio. I was so effective
but it's
at old
you
Symmetra.
Said. They took it and they said,
that's
hey,
not Symmetra anymore.
We are going but they reworked it to where it's hey, you got to change how you play the game.
And I told him to fuck right off. I ain't playing those games. That ain't my
Dave's
girl.
you can do it with any character but mine.
Seriously, I was so annoyed.
I can sit here on my high perch because have they done any major reworks with mine?
No,
she's basically almost the same.
Exactly. So I was wondering if some sort of zone kind of cut off with that mech where it lays down a riot barricade or something. So it's because you have that increased move speed, you could drop off a trail of a mini wall that your team could get behind.
And it can
because it follows you. So you can curve it, you can drop it on angles,
I'm thinking
you can circle.
Payload map, I'm going to go around the payload. So, wait, you can't get to the payload now. Or whole thing of all right, you're trying to get the payload through here.
Right.
All right, we just did a team wipe. I want to keep you from getting to the payload.
I'm going to riot wall
Here's a riot
up at this choke point. Because that way you can enable choke points at different locations where normally you couldn't.
Or on Eichenwald, it's all right, I'm going to choke at the choke point. Yep. I'm going to put this wall. You either have to go over it.
Right.
Or you have to go through the house.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of messing with the maps by adding in that kind of functionality. That's the stuff that makes me really enjoy because it's everybody knows how to play this map on this mode. And at this point in time, it's like, okay, once we've captured the point and we're moving the cart and we're between points 2 and 3, like this is the best way normally to get there. This is the key points you're looking for positionally. This is the heroes you want to use. So if you can change up the position of the map and mess with people's standards, then you get some innovative gameplay. Then you get some fun out of there that I would be intrigued. Like if you can, I'm not saying permanently, but like I think that's why I love Mei so much is because that ice wall is game defining at times. You can change the layout of a map, and that's why I'd love to see another character have that kind of an impact on the map. So that's my pitch. Maybe that's because I moved from Symmetra to and that's sort of my jam.
And I've got another one here, and this is from Star-Lord's same post.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on like the comics and stuff. I only watch the animated shorts for the lore. But he has another one called Sanjay, who is the Vishkar corporation official that is secretly in league with the terrorist organization Talon. Yep. That's not important. What's important is how he describes this hero. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Sure.
He puts, it's like Symmetra as a healer with offensive abilities, makes enemies slower, building platforms out of hardened light, CC resistant, etc.
That could be interesting. That could be very interesting.
Because, I mean, do we have any heroes? I know there's some abilities that might slow characters, but where your main core is, our main kit is making enemies slower to maybe whether it's, and in that slow, is it just movement slow? Is it like if you're a soldier?
Oh, your shot's slower.
Exactly. He pops the shield. I pop, what if it's an ultimate? All right, I pop my ultimate. Now instead of going, you're
inside the circle, it's bullet time, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, all right, my ultimate is now useless because that is a counter to my ultimate.
Could be interesting. I sort of want to like it more than I think it would be like useful in game or practical in game.
The only thing that I'm confused about is the building platforms out of hardened light. So basically, he's Doctor Strange in Infinity War, making those platforms for Star-Lord to jump on.
That or just some Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern building constructs out of light. So yeah, just go ahead and do that. I'm sure Ryan Reynolds wouldn't mind to have people remember
just
that.
Don't make the suit green.
Oh God!
I mean, he brought it up.
I know. So yeah, no, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe there's that. But you're right, because like I like Zenyatta for the Discord Orb. Like when you get that thrown on you as an enemy,
you're like, fuck.
You're like, better watch my position because I'm clearly out in the open and I'm gonna get murked in like 2 shots. So if there was a character that could interact more with the enemy, I think that's something that could be really fun, because if you not only, so that one makes you take increased damage. So like you said, if you could do something to the point where you slowed them down, or instead of slowing them down, I know earlier we were like shooting the shit. You were reading through some other forum posts and someone was talking about like being able to take ulti charge from an enemy. And that could be crazy as an ultimate. Like, you know how Sombra can go in there and like mass hack.
And she can like,
what if this hero's ultimate was to steal ulti charge from an enemy, and because you don't know what you're gonna get, you can get a max charge. It could always be like percentages, but like you get a max charge, you get a percentage of a charge.
And you pick a hero, and it's like, what if it's this? It could be.
What if you can redirect damage? Let's just say that. Or what if I put, instead of the orbs, what if I put a freaking snowflake on this person over here on my team, on my Zarya, and I'm like, snowflake on her, and then I put a thing on someone else on my team, and it's my Hanzo, and Hanzo goes in there and eats like Bastion to try to kill him, and all the damage is just redirected to Zarya, who's got the bubble on, and she's like, max charge now, bitches, it's on. Like, I think redirecting damage could be awesome.
Maybe that's a Maximilian thing.
It could be.
Because, like, here's the thing. I want to circle back to him.
Yeah.
Because there was a different post that I saw on Reddit from, what user? Fingersome. User Fingersome is given this. This was 7 months ago. So, of course, a way different game than we've got now. I don't even think Hammond isn't 7 months old.
I don't think so. No.
That had to be like maybe Brigette or Moira time. I can't remember which one came out after the other.
Yeah.
But here's the kit for Maximilian, basically. Primary fire. I'm going to read it and then we'll discuss it.
Got it.
Primary fire. Directive. Destroy. You direct one of your drones, so he's a drone-based hero, can have up to 6 of them, to open fire on a particular hero. When they are firing, they follow this hero to stay in range, but will try to keep their distance and evade enemy projectiles. A little OP. Then the secondary fire. Directive. Recall. You recall all drones from their position and they fly back to you. Primary ability. Protect. Your undeployed drones encircle you and create a barrier that blocks incoming fire. Each drone would be 100 health. So if you have 6, that's a barrier of 600 health. Secondary ability, Scout. You designate an enemy. Your drone enters camouflage mode and stalks them, relaying their position, health, and ult charge to you and your team. And then the ultimate ability, Obliterate. Your drones make a kamikaze dash for the area indicated and explode on impact, dealing massive damage one after another. Afterwards, you summon a full complement of drones up to his full 6.
Yeah, it's pretty OP kit.
Pretty OP, but there's some stuff in here
it's usable.
that I like.
Yeah.
The first thing I like, the whole drone idea.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool. I don't know if it's Maximilian, but it would be cool. The other thing I like, take out the camouflage, because I feel like the camouflage would be the OP part.
Yeah.
I would love something. Maybe it's a little too Sombra-esque, but it's, hey, I've got this drone. I'm going to pick that Farah, or I'm going to pick that Sombra. It tells you, here's position, health, ult charge. How do you get rid of it? You got to destroy my drone.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing of, how does the other team know the drone's on you? I see this drone flying around. Oh, shoot, he must be on one of our characters, kind of a thing. Otherwise, it's, hey, you're pinged on the map, and I gotcha. Now, the thing that could delete that is, I'm going to recall my drones. The bad to that is that one gets recalled as well. So it's kind of a yin and yang of when you want to use it. That's the thing I really like, is basically a character for more of this, like, I'm going to ping you so that, this person's sneaking over here.
All right.
I'm going to show you this so we don't get snuck up behind on the choke point or on the point, basically.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's got potential. I just think the drone thing gets a little too
Overused.
Well, not overused. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that it sets a different play style that I don't really think. You're getting a lot of information, you're getting a lot of versatility and utility out of it. So basically what we're saying, he's not going to do any damage outside of his ultimate, but then it's like a weird niche pick of like...
And that's the thing. I don't like the drones for the primary fire and stuff.
So, I don't know. Like you said, there's bits and pieces. I love actually going through like those threads where people are like trying to create characters. Yeah. There's a lot of unique ideas out there.
The thing I love, though, is the first one. This sounds like a pretty cool, pretty sick concept. The next reply... I don't get it. His passive, which I didn't read. His passive is basically sacrifice. So, like, if I'm shooting at you and you have drones that are unused, they will sacrifice themselves to save you, which, A, defeats the point of protect. B, am I never going to use a drone if I'm under fire? His passive is that his drones will take damage for him until they are all destroyed, and there are no drones left. And yet his primary mode of attacking is via drones. And his secondary mode of attacking is via drones. And his ultimate base is on drones. Does he have drones surrounding him that are primarily there to take damage? Or can he not attack when all the drones are destroyed? Because basically your counter would be, hey, D.Va, just fire at him. All right, we're good.
Yep. Can never get off. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's flawed, but there's some interesting ideas there that you could pick apart. I don't know. I think that Junker Queen's going to happen anyway.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest one, but I'm crossing my fingers for a surprise.
Nah.
I'm crossing my fingers for a Jeff Kaplan curveball at us.
Give me some good old anti-dive. Give me something that just slaps it right in the face and says, not today.
What, are you going with Pac Rim, not today? Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
I love it. I love that line.
Here's one question that I want to ask you, though.
Of course.
And I don't know if you had anything planned, but I feel like we're
Probably
kind of
not.
at the
I'm
end
super
of
sleepy.
this hero conversation.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, this is a BlizzCon kind of a question.
Sure.
I'm going to be honest. We know from WoW we're going to get Vanilla WoW.
Yeah.
How excited are you for Vanilla WoW? Like, I was thinking about that today. I was like, part of me was like, man, I'm going to be excited to play old raids and stuff. And then there was part of me that's like, wait, are they going to make leveling exactly how it was back in the day?
Pretty much.
Because it was brutal, and I don't know if I want to go through that again.
That's the point.
Like,
that's the point. They want you to feel the pain of old.
And I wanted to know what you were like. Are you super excited about Vanilla WoW, no matter what it is, just because it's nostalgia?
I am probably. It depends on the time of day. I'll 100%. Like, at some point,
Dave's like, I'm not on a WoW kick right now, so no.
Right. Right now, I'm not. I'm in anti-WoW mode. But
Dave's like, I'll see a trailer, and then, yep, I'm in.
Probably gonna flip me. I am. What's the thing where you're
bipolar?
Bipolar for WoW. Like, that's a game that has my love and always will, but I also hate it so much.
So you're saying WoW is like that ex-girlfriend that you just can't shake.
Exactly.
You break up with her, and then a couple months later, you're like, hey, baby, what's going on?
It's an addiction.
Maybe we can hook up a little bit. And then you go, no, get away from me.
Like, no, that was a terrible idea.
Oh, no, I'm lonely. I need you by my side. And then it's just this cat and mouse game. Are they together or are they not together? I don't know, Dave. They're just playing games.
Meanwhile, your friends are all like, man, Dave really is slipping. Like, what's going on with him lately? I haven't heard from him. I haven't seen him. Like, he doesn't hang out with us anymore. I think he's not doing too good. And that's pretty much what happened.
So Blizzard created a live person.
It's terrible. It's bad for life. But it's also great, you know. I love WoW, and Vanilla WoW, as far as the playtime investment, scares the shit out of me.
Yeah,
because I played during original.
It's the
end
game that excites me because I never got to do that.
Yeah.
By the time I got to like 40, 50, it was up. Here's BC.
Yeah.
Great.
But I was okay with that.
Great. I was amazed with that. I loved it. I loved BC. Give me screw Vanilla WoW. Give me Vanilla BC.
Give me BC and let's just play that again because that was such a great game. Vanilla WoW.
You
just
knew where you stood, Dave. I wasn't at the level as you were, and I was fine with it.
I know. I love that argument. It's like I wasn't that good, but I was good enough.
But you knew where you stood, and no one gave you a handout.
Yeah, but you know, Vanilla WoW will be kind of fun because the amount of time that you have to sink into that game to be successful is going to be pretty high at the beginning,
which all us and older will do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. Do we have time anymore? Yeah, we're too old to game.
I'm sorry for those.
Can you drop in?
If you're hardcore wowing, and
if you're hardcore wowing,
that's what I'm saying, Dave.
You're dedicating 4 hours a night to the game at least.
I'm saying hardcore
and then
wowers,
the whole weekends.
Hardcore wowers that are our age and older, are gonna dive into it.
If you don't have children,
exactly. Or if you have children, send them to their room. We're watching the TV and we're playing WoW tonight.
Parenting advice from Tool to Game. I
mean, you make the joke that you were raised by The Simpsons.
They helped. The Simpsons, Seinfeld helped me. No discredit to my parents. I mean, they did a great job. I'm still here, you know. But like Simpsons and Seinfeld was just like that was my memory of like childhood growing up. Come home from school, do homework. My mom goes to work. My dad comes home, and you know that's what we did. That was the routine. That's weird. But World of Warcraft though, that game was like cocaine. Like I
remember I didn't shower for 3 days straight when you got me into it the first day.
Yeah.
My mom came downstairs in high school and was like, how long? I'm like, it's been 3 days. She's like, you got to shower. I'm like, yeah, I do, but I'm not gonna.
God damn. You're lucky you went to the bathroom.
Yeah, because then I showered. Like, my hair had never been greasier. And it was disgusting, man. So many Mountain Dew Code Red bottles, too. Just littered around my room.
Absolutely. That's the memories of Vanilla WoW right there.
Because you're in high school and you're like, I don't give a crap.
Nope.
It was like, and the worst part about it, too, is you introduced me to it in May.
Yeah.
Right when we were in high school, right when school was ending.
Yep.
And the summer was beginning, Dave.
Didn't see sunlight that summer, did you?
I had the window open. But then I realized that the window is right behind my computer and that in the evening it was so my house is positioned where sun rises through my front of my house as it goes down.
So you got that evil glare at the end of the day?
So I took a pillowcase, Dave, that I was not using and taped it to the wall over the window.
Classy.
So it wouldn't shine in my face.
Classy solution. But yes, to get back to the original
plaid
topic.
Pillowcase.
Vanilla WoW. I will be excited. I don't know if I will play it out the gates. It's one of those games where I think the memory of the game is better than the game itself. I think the time I'll spend playing the game will be fun and nostalgic for the first couple of hours.
Dave will be like, but I can't play my Demon Hunter.
I don't have a Demon Hunter.
I thought you did.
No, I had one, but like I'm not really played it a ton. My end game was Warlock now.
Dave's like, I'm gonna go back and play my Rogue. Man.
In this expansion, in the live expansion, I was a Warlock. So no, I had no will to do that shit again. None. But
would you go back to Vanilla WoW playing a Rogue again, or would you go something different?
No, it'd be Rogue. It'd be 100,000,000% Rogue, because being stealth and being able to PvP in the open world and being just completely overpowered. Yeah, no, Rogue, 100%.
Dave's like original talent trees, original abilities.
But like Hunter wasn't bad, Warrior wasn't bad, Mage was pretty good. Like
I would have to do something different because I've done Paladin forever.
You could do Paladin still.
I know, but I've done it forever. I knew what it was, but I didn't raid.
You
with
could
Paladin
build a reckoning bomb though, if they don't bug that out still. Interesting.
I can also get the Judgment armor.
You could look legit OG cool.
Like not purple Judgment armor.
Like the real one.
Not the one where I'm like, I'm going to get this because it kind of looks like the Judgment armor, but it's purple.
No, the only thing I think is like I would want to go Warrior so I could get Rag and I could get Thunder Fury. Like, you got to go Legendaries or bust.
Since it's Vanilla WoW, will they still have the concept where it's like, I'm going to make this level 19 and get them this certain gear to where I can own the battlegrounds?
They have not decided that, or it has not been made public, I should say. There are no...
Remember when we had 2 gnome warriors with that?
Yep. Yeah,
wasn't it the cutlasses? It was 2 cutlasses.
Blackwater cutlasses. The actual expensive one was the Shadow Fang.
That's right. The one from Shadowfang Keep and then the cutlass from Dead Mines.
Because it was a BOE drop that was a couple hundred gold, which was insane at the time.
I remember we farmed it in Shadowfang Keep. That was, by the way, when you actually had to trek up there.
Oh my god. That's the run you're going to miss, right?
And basically you were like, fuck it, I'm just buying it.
Yeah.
I'm just saving up the gold.
I will just gold farm to buy it. Like that's what you got to do. And going down to the Gurbashi Arena at level 19 to get the trinket so you could bubble at 19.
And if you were on a PvP server getting ganked by a horde on the way down there.
Not only the way down there, but you got to remember that arena is open PvP.
Yeah.
The second you stand in, anyone can hit you. And it's just like...
It's like level 60s. Just have fun, kid.
Exactly. It was entertainment.
And the Horde were assholes.
Oh, my God.
I know many people that play Horde.
Yeah,
I do, but they're assholes.
Yeah, it's just, we'll just say all Horde are assholes. That's fine. Fine.
They just like picking on us Alliance kids.
Because we were kids.
All kids, yeah.
That's all
the
Alliance
adults
was.
Played Horde and the kids played Alliance.
That's super true. If you went back, you'd play Alliance, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I would too.
I even asked you. I made a Horde character for the expansion and was leveling it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna play my Alliance character.
Yeah, I just come
like I bought him all the heirloom gear to get him. I got him up to 35 in like 2 days, just because it's so easy. You make a prop pally. No, I'm saying like now. Yeah, right now.
They screwed with leveling again.
This was before the expansion.
That's what I'm saying.
Where
post expansion launch,
they fixed
leveling XP.
It was so easy to where I was a prop pally, so I would have like 5-second queues.
Yep.
Go through the dungeon,
and you did as much damage as everybody else. Yeah,
it's like into another one, and it's like cool. And we just would run dungeons.
Now you can't do that in Vanilla WoW. So what would you do?
No, you can't do that.
You grind out quests for days on days on days.
You go back. You go back as a dwarf. You go to lock mode on.
48 hours.
You go and do lock mode on, baby.
Oh my god, those poisonous spiders.
Dave would do the same thing. He'd start as a human. He'd go through to the Evelyn Forest, then he'd go to Westfall. The Elwyn Forest. Did I say the Evelyn Forest? Then he'd go to Westfall, and then he'd go to Duskwood before going to Stranglethorn Valley. Or would you go Westfall to Redridge Mountains, then to Stranglethorn?
They redid Redridge Mountains and told a great story.
But would it be like that?
But it's not in vanilla,
yeah.
So ain't gonna touch that.
So you're gonna go Duskwood.
I'm going Duskwood.
With those spiders.
I like the spiders. I like the creepy feel to it, the zombies.
Then you would go to Stranglethorn. That's about 30s.
Yep. You can get 30 to 37
and it's no longer
there.
upper and lower. It's all
it's
one
just
thing.
Stranglethorn, yeah.
But it's still like
then
upper
you cross over to Zul'Farrak. Do you go over?
I went over to because I went over to Theramore.
Yep.
And then made the run to Gadgetzan. Then you go to... I almost said syphilis. It's not syphilis.
There was nothing in syphilis then.
I thought there was.
Not on original launch. It was pretty much empty.
I thought that was the bugs and shit.
No,
that's the Ungoro crater.
No. You're talking Ungoro, and that's dinosaurs.
Yes. Yeah.
Ungoro was fun.
Yeah.
It was
Wasn't
just a giant
syphilis
killing
like bugs and
It
stuff?
is, but there was nothing really there until...
BC.
Ankaraaj.
Okay.
Do you not remember the gates opening?
No, I don't.
You weren't there. Noob!
I'm trying to remember. I remember because then I would go over there, and then I was high enough to go through the portal, and then I went through the portal.
Yeah. So Ankaraaj was the 20 and 40 man. They had a huge gate opening event, in which you had to bring supplies to these NPCs, and there was also a quest chain, and the guy who completed the quest chain got the mount. What the fuck's it called?
I don't know.
The Karaji battle tank, I think. And there's only one per server, and you get a title to go with it, I believe, as well. And then the raid was fucking fantastic because you're going down to kill. Is it Cthulhu? Cthulhu. I forget the old god, but you go down to fight an old god. Basically, it's a great raid. It's a ton of fun.
So the map,
I like the art.
The map I'm looking at here.
Yep.
So I like what they did with it to show me the territories.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like with it is they put the Alliance one on the left and the Horde one on the right. It should be switched.
Yeah, it should be switched.
Because I went to the marsh.
The Squallow Marsh.
Because then you would run all the way through to Tyrannus.
Yep.
Yeah. Then it was the crater. Then it was I had some quests in Syphilis. Yeah. And it was like maybe one barren. Or two. Yep. Before then, I could go back to the Badlands to go through the portal.
The Badlands.
Oh, no. Wait.
Broken Tooth.
Oh, you know what I also did?
Yep. Because remember, not every zone had enough quests for you to actually level out of it. So
yes.
You had to go to...
I also did... So this was with Stranglethorn.
Yep.
No. I don't think I did that until later. So it was Stranglethorn... Then going up to the Arathi Highlands.
Oh, yes.
Then doing the Highlands into the foothills into the Plaguelands.
Oh, East and Western Plaguelands. Yeah, baby.
Because I remember doing those with my paladins. Yeah, I remember doing those with my paladin. They didn't have summoning stones back then either.
God, no.
You had to run to the instance.
Wait, when was... Summoning stones were put into the game...
BC, wasn't it? It wasn't vanilla, was it?
It wasn't initial vanilla launch. No, it wasn't initial vanilla launch. It was later on. Yeah. God.
Because I don't remember for the little instances being able to be like, all right, well, yeah, we'll summon you. No, it was, hey, fuckface, we're waiting for you. We are waiting here for you.
I thought at a point in time they were put in during vanilla. Look up when summoning stones were added for instances.
Introduced. Wow. Not whoa.
Whoa. Introduced to whoa.
Summoning stones in Classic. Gotta love the forums. If my page would load any quicker.
It can't.
So, should meeting/summoning stones be in Classic? Wow. The first two comments.
No.
Be gone! Be gone!
There you go. Walk your happy ass up or get a warlock. That's the answer.
Let's see. No, they were a 2.0 edition. If and when we get the TBC server,
there you go.
We will have them.
Okay,
so we didn't get them until Burning Crusade.
There you go. You're right.
Because I remember for Dead Minds waiting, like, hey, asshole,
you're right.
are you coming here?
Yep.
Because we're waiting for you.
You're right.
And it was usually the healer. The healer was usually getting all the water because remember, you actually needed it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like now where it's like, I've got mana. This mana goes nowhere.
Infinite mana. No, I remember going like every fucking pull.
Remember those cookies? Yeah. The mage cookies. They just put down a table.
But on the upside, you could heal instances at a lower oh man, the damage for tanks though. The aggro for tanks. Oh no.
I never heal
there's no aggro.
Did I heal that low? No, yeah, I did because I was a
aggro and vanilla was pretty terrible.
Because I never did ret until I got to max level for. Yeah, I never did.
You're a putz.
I never did ret until Lich King.
You're a putz. You didn't level as ret.
No, I was new on vanilla, so I leveled as a healer.
Yikes, that had to take
with
forever.
a one-hander and shield.
That did take forever.
Because like I wasn't explained anything. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a healer because that's what we're gonna do.
You could have looked it up.
It's what I did, Dave. It's just what I did.
I know. I'm one of those people who I like when we start a game, I invest entirely too much in reading up on what I should be doing.
I just jump right in, man.
Now I gotta find out what's the best.
I
can't take one step without knowing what's the right path to take.
Kind of like how I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I gave you my first impressions, and then you asked me, am I going to switch? And I said, probably not. Listen to another podcast and totally switch to Cassandra.
Yep, change your mind.
Totally. However, playing the beginning part, basically the opening credits, because the part that I got to when I quit with Alexios was the, like, you get the boat, and it's like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where I'm like, wow, that was 4 hours, and I finally got to this. Where this time it's like, hour and a half, because I just whizzed through because I knew where everything is.
Oh my god, yeah. Second playthrough so much quicker. So, no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Final verdict on Vanilla WoW. Are you in or are you out?
Yes, I'm in.
You're in.
Here,
are you going to raid?
Yes. That's the whole reason I want it, is because I never got to raid Vanilla WoW. We got to like 40, 50, and then it was like BC time.
Thank God I got to play on my brother's account.
That's when they got rid of the raids, and it was BC time. And I remember the grind to get to...
70?
No, to get to 58 just to get through the portal on launch.
Yeah.
I was like a day late on that, to where it's like I got to 58 that second day, and I was like, cool. I went through the portal. Because I remember asking you, should I wait to 60 or do 58? And you're like, just do 58. Just go. You'll level so much quicker out there.
You do. Killing boars got you there faster. Like literally, you go to Hellfire Peninsula at 67 or at 57, and you kill boars. Like, no.
And then I love that Outlands map, man.
Dude, Outlands is so much fun.
Like, because I remember, Outlands, let's be completely honest. That
probably wasn't as good now.
That whole region wasn't hard, but it was I would start in the peninsula.
Hellfire Peninsula.
Then I would go to the marsh.
Zanga Marsh.
Then I would go from the marsh to the... I want to say I would go to the forest, the Tarokar forest.
Yeah. There's a little bit in there.
Then to Nagrand.
Nagrand was dope. It was basically Stranglethorn Vale all over again.
And then it took me maybe the last 2 levels I would get in Blade's Edge.
Oh, so you did Blade's Edge to...
I never did Shadow Moon or Netherstorm as a leveler.
Netherstorm was one of my favorites. Shadow Moon actually also really underrated.
Because that's where the temple was, right?
Yeah, that's where Black Temple was. But I never really did that while leveling. I always went to Netherstorm, because that was always one of my favorite zones. I loved the magic, everything about that zone was fun. But Vanilla WoW, dope. Gonna raid, gonna play. Probably way too much.
Now I'm looking up Burning Crusade.
Well, we're not here to talk Burning Crusade, Ricky. Vanilla WoW's coming out. We don't give a shit about Burning Crusade.
By the way, and I don't know, I don't even know if this is true, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Yeah.
My favorite instance from BC.
Yeah.
The Underbog.
Super.
The only reason was because I had to grind it.
How about your favorite Vanilla WoW instance? Since we're talking Vanilla WoW on this episode.
My favorite Vanilla WoW. What would be yours?
Favorite instance in Vanilla WoW?
Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go with the Starbucks basic bitch answer and say Dead Mines?
I ran it about 1 billion times. No.
Dave's like, I hate that instance.
I don't hate it. I know it in my sleep. I could run it in my sleep. There was nothing ever that was just whatever about it. I think the coolest instance that I had run in Vanilla WoW. Ooh, that's a toughie. I was hoping you would answer so I could.
I kind of think it might be like Strat, either Strat or not Skolo.
Stratholm was fun.
Nomergon never did it until
Nomer was a punishment for me.
Never did it until like they did the looking for group, and I finally got it, and I was like, "Wow, what is this?" Stockades was fun, but it was short.
Yeah,
it was really short.
For me, it's gotta go. The name is escaping. What's the one that's in front of Molten Core?
Oh, you're talking about Blackrock Spire?
No,
Blackrock
Depths. BRD. Because I actually I did Spire on My Brother's Hunter. But at that point, it was still a raid sort of ish.
Yeah.
I'd done BRD when they actually made it a 5-man again instead of the like open 10-man, whatever it was, on launch. So BRD was fun. It was a marathon run, though. For those of you who know BRD now, it was broken up into like 6 chunks.
I hated BRD.
BRD was like, strap in, get yourself a 2-liter of fucking Mountain Dew and a bag of Doritos because you're going to be there for the next 6 hours.
And either learn to hold that pee or get yourself a catheter, one of the two.
Yes, sir. But that was a 6-hour run. It was like the first time through there. I was never...
And people are probably like, oh, you mean a raid? No, an instance.
It was an instance. It was a 5-man, but you got lost. Mobs were spawning in random places. You didn't know where to go. There were decisions you had to make about, like, well, if you go this way and you hit the bridge, then the bridge swings closed, but you can't go here now. And the arena.
Now it's like, hey, let's take this drill and drop down here, kill this boss. All right, we're done.
Oh my god, that
was my latest experience with it, and I was like,
and trying to figure out the Flamekeeper room for the first time ever with a group of people who didn't know what we were doing. Mobs just kept respawning, and we're just killing things, and they were respawning, and we're dying, and they're respawning, and we're dying, and we're killing things, but we're dying, and it was just the worst experience ever.
I got one,
but it was so much fun.
I got one that's
like
actually
you have to be a glutton for pain.
I lied.
That's what Vanilla WoW is for.
I lied about mine.
What's yours?
Scarlet Monastery.
SM.
Scarlet Monastery. It's gotta be.
Which one?
That's the one that just had the one.
Oh.
The Scarlet Monastery was the one with who it was the
I'm thinking of
You're thinking of
because I know it's like Scarlet Cathedral, Scarlet Monastery, and Scarlet
you're thinking of either Stratholme. No, is it them?
Yeah, there are 3. It's Scarlet Monastery is
is a complex of 4 instance dungeons. I liked them all.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good group.
The one I'm thinking of from Classic WoW is you kill the guy, and then
Inquisitor Highmane, right?
Yeah, and then she brings him to life, and then you got to kill both of them.
Yeah, and there was that like little bonus room off the back where you could go through, and you could fight the zombie guy. And,
I remember also that room to clear it out. You actually had to clear it out
because if you pulled them, it would aggro the whole instance.
Well, no, it was
whole room.
It was after she would res him, everybody would.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where they were, would come after you.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was like,
geez. I think Shadowfang Keep was good, too.
It was pretty cool. I like werewolves. I like werewolves.
I just thought it was interesting because it was an interesting run. Probably my least favorite would be... Nomergon's too easy of an answer.
Because that was a shit fit.
Oh, my God. I hated it.
It was long and not worth it, and you shouldn't have gone there. But I actually kind of liked it because I like the mechs.
I'm trying to think. Didn't really play Marudon as a classic.
Marudon didn't get much love.
Well, because that was kind of like a...
It was out of the way, and it was, There were some good items in there, but I didn't...
Sunken Temple, I wasn't really a fan of.
I enjoyed Sunken Temple. OG Sunken Temple was just a disaster of bad design.
Is Sunken Temple an instance anymore? Did they get rid of that one?
I don't know.
Because I'm not seeing it on this instances by level. I'm not seeing it in Classic WoW. And I was like, I remember Sunken Temple, unless that was a region. No, that was an
Sunken
instance.
Temple was out there, but it might not have been on launch. Sunken Temple might have been an ad.
The sunken place.
Yeah, the Sunken Temple.
The Sunken Temple.
Because design-wise, again, it's a very confusing layout. You have to know how to navigate multiple floors.
Oh, that's why they call it the Temple of Atal Hakar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not the Sunken Temple. I just remember it was the Sunken Temple.
I thought it was pretty cool because it reminded me a lot of like Zelda, to be honest.
Yes, it kind of did. But I mean,
but the fights in there were fun. Like fighting the resurrected Hakar, fighting against the 2 dragons as they roam through the room. Oh my god! And then dropping down for that fight. Yeah. So there were some good fights there. There were definitely some good fights.
I got one more question.
Okay. The more we talk about this, the more I'm getting back and accepting the World of Warcraft.
Here's my last BlizzCon-esque question for you. And it's only because every single blog, every single video asks this.
Of course.
Are we going to get Warcraft 4? And if we ever, are we ever going to get Warcraft 4?
The RTS?
Because people want it. Yeah, like the traditional, like, just like we have StarCraft,
F2.
Warcraft 4.
We have StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Would they make a Warcraft 4? You know what? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go with a yeah. I think we're this year though. No, I changed my mind. It's not coming this year. Warcraft 4 is not coming this year. When's the anniversary for Warcraft 3?
I'll look it up because people all over are like, Blizzard, when are you giving us Warcraft 4? July 3rd, 2002.
22. That's when we'll get it. It'll be a 20-year anniversary, and we'll get Warcraft 4.
And that was the original World of Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
The first one, not the Frozen
Throne.
Warcraft 2 came out December 9th of 95. That's my definitive Warcraft
95.
game.
Warcraft 2, yeah.
Warcraft
I know.
2, Tides of Darkness.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you had the expansion of Beyond the Dark Portal. And then you got my dad's favorite, the one that he would have to put in the DOS code for me.
Yep.
Warcraft, Orcs and Humans.
That was a good game.
God.
I remember literally taking turns at your computer chair with you and your dad. Just watching you guys play that game. Yeah.
I just want to play it now. Like, oh man.
It was a good game. But yeah, I don't think we get it this year. I think it's going to be closer to like 20 years. Mm-hmm. Just because StarCraft 2 had an interesting like success arc. So I don't know if they're ready to push out another competitor to that with Warcraft because the lore for Warcraft is so rich. Like they could do it. It'd be so easy to kick out. But if they want to do it right, yeah.
Last thing I'm going to say, and this is just a small thing.
You've had 7 last
I know. This is the very last one.
We're over an hour,
and then you can sign off. This is going to be our longest one.
And I didn't.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I forgot about Warcraft 2
Sure.
that was to me better than StarCraft?
Sure.
For example, if I was the Alliance, you had to actually, early on, you had to build roads to build the buildings next to it. No, that was that was Orcs and Humans, where you actually had to build out the roads, and you couldn't just, I'm going to put a farm here. You had to actually build the roads out. It's kind of like
similar to Zerg and the Creep.
Yeah, it's exactly like the Zerg, and I thought that was kind of cool. And then the whole thing of like, I gotta chop down these. I can't chop down these trees because that's my border, Dave. If I chop down these trees, then they could just come right through and attack my base from behind.
I love it. I love the strategy. I love the resource management.
It was awesome. I'll let you sign this bitch out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we went over.
Thanks for joining us this week on Tool It's a Game. We talked about stuff and things. If you want to show us some love, you can always check us out on Patreon. If you hit that $10 tier, you will be able to join any MVP podcast. Most valuable podcast. That's just, it sounds so stupid.
Podcast.
Yeah. You can join any podcast on the network and talk about whatever you want to talk about. It'd be pretty cool to have somebody call in this. I know some people love us, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just strong arm someone into this one. I almost want to pay $10 to get Johnny on an episode of this.
Well, I mean, Johnny's a part of MVP, so he can just join one.
Yeah, but
he doesn't need to pay to be on it. He's a part of MVP.
I don't know.
Just like I didn't.
I might charge him to be on
Just like
here.
I didn't make you and Sean pay to do the onside kick draft.
I'm an OG onside draft. I'm sorry. I'm an OG onside draft. I'm an OG onside.
But like Johnny's a part of this. He doesn't need to pay to get. He can just fucking come in and be on it.
I don't know about this. I'm running this show from this side of the table.
Dave's iron fist.
Power is going to my head on this side of the table. But if you listen this long, thank you so much for your time. It's been a long show, but hopefully an entertaining one.
And you said today
fun.
was going to be a short. You're like, today's going to be a shorter show. We just went off.
We sat in here for an hour, couldn't think of a damn thing outside of Overwatch to talk about. But
and we talked about WoW.
We always find a way to talk about Fortnite, baby. Got to mention Fortnite. Yeah. Is Call of Duty going to kill Fortnite with its Battle Royale? We'll see.
I saw a question, and it could honestly be true. Someone asked, is Fortnite this generation's GoldenEye 007?
Great question, and we'll leave that up to the commenters and listeners and watchers in the YouTubes and other spaces that they're doing this from. I'm Dave Oster. That's been Ricky Widmer. Mark Weber's got to show up at some point in time. Thanks, everybody.
So.